don't scroll away. Don't dismiss this as, like just another motivational message, because something shifts in your life right now. Okay, something shifts in life long before the external world, catches up. First, it starts internally, right? And it sounded very quietly, subtle, almost unnoticeable. You feel different, like you think differently. You start questioning in things that you used to accept without thought and all. And even if nothing around you has changed yet, something inside you already has changed. Okay, and that is usually how transformations begins. Not loudly, right? Not dramatically, but internally first. And here's what most people miss. When your inner world starts shifting, your outer world cannot stay the same for long, right? Okay, so if your life feels like it's been like very stagnant lately, or strange, or uncomfortable lately, this might not be a setback, right? Because you see, it might be an acceleration, because your life is about to change faster than you think. Okay, by the way, my name is Aries and I'm your online BFF of today, and thank you so much for clicking my today's video, and I hope that you enjoy the video for today. Alright, so there you see. Okay, I'm gonna back to the topic and all. So there is always a strange phase before major change, a phase where nothing seems to be happening, right? But everything is actually reorganizing. You lose interest in old habits. You questioned old relationships, like you feel disconnected from the routines that once felt normal, right? So you see, and you start to wonder to yourself that what is wrong with me? But you see, what if nothing is wrong with you? What if you're just simply in a transition mood, because before anything change on the outside, your identity has to loosen its grip on who you used to be. And that feeling and that process feels like uncertainty. It feels like a boredom, restlessness. But it is actually not an emptiness, It is actually preparations for you, okay? The stillness before a movement, the pause before acceleration, the silence before an expansions happen, So you see, like, yeah, let me just, okay. So change rarely arrives slowly once it begins, right? It tends to come in waves. Opportunities appear unexpectedly, and people come and go quickly in a blink of eye. So decisions need to be made faster. Doors open that you didn't even anticipate, and suddenly life feels like it is moving at a different speed, But here's the truth. Life didn't suddenly speed up. It's just you did. Your awareness expanded. Your choices became clearer. Your standard shifted. Your energy changed, and because of that, your external reality starts responding differently. This is why people often say that, oh, everything changed so fast. But in reality, it was building for a long time, silently, behind the scenes, without you even realizing, through every decisions that you make when no one else is watching you. Okay, so you see, I want to emphasize on the identity shift that you don't notice yet, okay? Because most people, even me, okay? Thing change happens when circumstances improve, but real change happens when identity shifts, when you stop tolerating what you used to accept, like when you stop shrinking yourself in spaces that no longer fits you, when you're outgrowing an environment, and when you stop over explaining your worth and you start embodying its okay, you start embodying your identity. You're not just waiting for life to change. Life is waiting for us to become the version of ourselves that who can handle change. Okay, so you see, because if everything you want arrived today, will you be ready to hold it? That's the question. Will you be disciplined enough, grounded enough? Okay, are you even emotionally stable enough to handle it? Focused enough? Are you even focused enough? And that's why transformation often begins internally first. Internally, not as success, okay, but as discomfort that you're feeling right now. And sometimes the transformation begins not as a clarity sometimes, but as a confusions. Okay, because confusion is often the early stage of alignment. Okay, so there is this term that I call, which is the acceleration phase. Okay, when you start aligning with your growth, like life begins to rearrange itself around you. Some things fall away quickly, some things make sense only in a hindsight, and you might feel like everything is happening at once. But this is what acceleration feels like. It is not always uncomfortable. It is not always feeling safe, comfortable, predictable, but it is deeply purposeful, because you know what you're doing, right? Because you're no longer staying the same person long enough to remain in the same life. Okay, and that is where change becomes visible, not because the world suddenly changed, but because you did. You change. Every habit that you have broke, every belief that you question and you start believing in yourself, and every fear that you face, every small choice that you make differently, it all compounds, okay, until one day your external reality has no choice but to reflect your internal evolution. Okay, so the hardest part of the rapid change is not the change itself, it is staying grounded while it happens. Because when things start moving quickly, it is easy to panic sometimes, and it is easy to doubt your choices, and it is easy to fall back into your old patterns just to feel familiar and safe again. It's very easy for you, okay, but this is the moment where awareness matters the most. You don't need to chase everything that appears right in front of you. You don't need to fear everything that leaves you. You just need to stay aligned with who you are actually becoming. Okay? And because you see, like, not every opportunity is meant for you, and it's okay. And not every ending is a loss, okay? Sometimes things leave to make some spaces for you. Okay, better things will come. Sometimes things arrive is to challenge you, to prepare and shape you. And sometimes life accelerates not to overwhelm you, but actually to reveal who you are actually. Alright? Wait, let me just pause this. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up ASAP. Okay, so don't ignore what you're feeling right now. If life feels different, if your thoughts feel different right now, okay? If your directions feels uncertain but meaningful, pay attention every single nook and crook, because this might not be a confusions, this might be a transitions. All right, and transitions always comes before transformations. Your life is not falling apart, it is actually shifting, it is actually reorganizing, and it is preparing to move at a new speed that beyond your imaginations. Right, so stay present, stay aware, stay grounded. Okay, because what comes next will require the version of you that you are currently becoming, because right now you're preparing yourself, and whether you realize it or not, your life is already starting to change very fast. Yeah, that's all for me, and I hope that you guys resonated with today's message, and if it's not, please do not take it so. All right, and yeah, that's all from me, and thank you so much for watching until the end. Yeah, bye bye.